What's up, guys? It's James with This Week in Airsoft here with another interview for you. I've got Seth from MilSim Labs. What's going on, Seth?
Hey, how's it going, James?
Very good, man. I'm glad to get you on. I got I got sent over to you by Ross over at JTAC. He told me about you
JTAC, yep.
guys. Um, I don't use any. If you guys don't know who MilSim Labs is, real quick, you guys make all kinds of uh, standalone products and accessories
Yep.
for ranging from launchers to shotgun stuff that you're working on now to lots of projectiles for for your shoulder fired or like mortar systems, that kind of thing. um, I don't know a lot about that stuff, but I'm excited to have you on because that's something before Ross talked to me, I was thinking, I kind of want to get into that, but I'm like, I don't know how to get started. So very cool. And there's a lot of, as we all know, there's a lot of things like there's that mortar that came out of Inakatsu that's like
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
the brain shatterer. I mean, it's just like, this super dangerous, like, 5 pound piece of plastic falling out of the sky in your head.
With a metal point, yeah.
Yeah, with a metal
Great
point.
item.
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought, but the concept is really cool. But it's like airsoft. Safety has to be job number one. So a lot of those cool products in that take you into the real milsim kind of environment get overlooked. So it's fun to find a company in America that's working towards making some really cool stuff. How long have you been in the business, Seth?
We started MilSim Labs in 2002,
Okay.
actually.
All right. Cool. All right. What got you into it?
What got us into it was we developed a working airsoft grenade and wanted to start marketing it. We saw that as a hole in MilSim, that there, in 2002, tornadoes didn't exist. The little citric acid, baking soda, exploding HG1s or whatever they called didn't exist. There wasn't anything out there. So we started with our grenade, which current model is the M805. We still sell a little bit, but not like we used to.
The M805. Okay, so I'm looking at your grenades here, guys. I'm gonna have links to their page, um, just so guys can understand, because I don't know much about airsoft grenades except for the tornado and some of the older ones, the baking soda ones. I've seen videos of people like, don't use this. Um,
Yeah.
uh, so this is yours is like a cap firing grenade, like a noise.
No, we've got a whole bunch of range. We've kind of the cap firing stuff kind of fell out of favor, and we haven't sold very many in a couple years. That was called the active impact system, and we had that started with our training flashbang, which was a little widget flashbang that sets cap gun cap off when you throw it into a room. We sold a lot of those to law enforcement and training companies, not a lot to airsofters. And then we have a couple different airsoft or foam grenades that can take the active impact system. And then we were putting some of them on our mortar rounds so that you could hear when a rocket impacted next to you. The M805 was the long and short of it. It was a hacked point paint grenade. Had about 2 ounces of water, about a shot glass worth of water, and 200 BBs injected into a latex body. So when you threw it, the end popped off and it would spray BBs all over the place, kind of like a water rocket without fins, but with very little water, so you really didn't get wet. Never really caught on in the United States. There were for a while, a couple of years actually, we're sending a couple thousand a month to Spain and the UK, but the US market never decided they wanted it.
Okay, okay. Um, what do you feel like is the U.S. market not really like I don't know what you'd call grenades and that kind of stuff? Are we just not we're strictly like AEGs and GBBs type market, or like I don't see like even now with tornadoes and all kinds of the gadgets that are out there, I don't see a lot of guys using grenades, you know?
Well, the M805 had the moniker event on it because, yeah, tornadoes work if you're in a CQB environment. But, what are they, 100 bucks, 120
Yeah,
bucks?
tornadoes are $1 billion. It's not the kind of thing you don't want to throw it and lose it.
You don't want to throw it and use it.
Yeah.
With the M805, it worked out to $1.25 a use, something like that, so you could just chuck it and not worry about it. You didn't care about it. You didn't have to go pick up parts. Um, But at the time, I think airsoft players were kind of like cats. Oh my God, water! You know, it's all fun in MilSim until I think I might have to do laundry or something. I don't know.
Okay, so you got a video here on your site. So, guys, I'll have this video linked in here on the so you guys can take a look at it. And you got the MO5 grenade here. So yeah, these are what are you selling these for? You're saying 10 of them for $20.
I think so. I'd have to look at the current prices. What it's got is it's got a loading tool. You've got a plunger. You've got a long hose. You
Right.
put 200 BBs into the hose. Connect that to the grenade body, which is just a chunk of latex tubing. Hook everything up. Pour your 2 ounces of water into the top. Push down on the loader, and that injects the water and the BBs into the grenade body. Then pinch it off. Put the cork in it. Put the safety on it, and you're good to go. The key behind it is you make and use them in a rapid amount of time. In the old days, paint grenades got a bad rap because, well, they look like an old man with a prostate problem trying to pee if they've been sitting around for a while. You know, they just kind of sputter and sit there on the ground, don't do anything. What we found is the grenades would lose over half their power in the first 5 to 6 days they were made. So it's really key to make and use them while they're fresh. A little bit different in the paintball market because they just throw them and don't worry about them. But from an airsoft perspective, if you make and use it the same day, they're great. If you let it sit for a week, well, not so wonderful.
Right. But these are the kind of thing a guy could take a bunch of not prepped ones to a game, prep them, and then go.
Yep.
So yeah, there's no reason to have them sit.
Or you prep them the night before when you're loading
Right.
your gear. The idea being a team could buy a pack of 20 pack of these. Everyone takes the field with 3 grenades that they're not worried about ever seeing again, and they can actually use them like you would in a military conflict, rather than going, "Oh my God, if I throw it, I might never get it back."
Right.
And if you're worried about losing a piece of what should be disposable gear, you're not playing realistically.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, no, I've been that way with Thunderbees. I've lost maybe 6 Thunderbees, and it's like that's already like $150 worth of gear right there.
Yep.
So, it kind of sucks. How much? And so, are you still making these?
Yeah, we sell 1 or 2 packs a month here and there, but they're on the site, and just because we haven't pulled them down, they still work.
Okay, all right.
But airsoft goes in cycles.
Right.
Like we'll find. No, you're talking about the cap grenades. It'd been a year, I think, since we sold any of the cap grenades, and last week we got 5 orders for them. Somebody says something on a forum or a web page somewhere, a whole bunch of people look into it, they buy it, and then it goes out of style again. It's really weird. It ebbs and flows out of nowhere.
Right. Sounds like airsoft. It's exactly how airsoft works. you got it right, man. Somebody says something on a forum, and someone happens to stumble across it 3 months later, and the next thing you know, this new thing, this is the thing again. Yeah, that's how it works, man. That's exactly how it works. Okay, so what's your big is your big product is what, the foam, your foam?
What we're pushing right now is our 40 millimeter foam rockets.
Right.
We launched them 2 years ago, I guess it would be, at Broken Home, American MilSim's Broken Home. The Colorado platoon, whole bunch of guys from Colorado, it was something like 80 of them, got together, went as a single fighting force, and toted around a whole bunch of launchers and about 300 of these rockets, and just pummeled the crap out of stuff. So that design's been sitting around. Right now we've got an updated version that is being set up to be injection molded in China and sent to us.
Okay, very cool. And you guys, I've seen some pictures on your Facebook. You guys are like the scientists of foam rocket technology, man. You got the heat maps and then like error distribution maps and stuff like that. I mean, you guys are really trying to make a good product.
If you're gonna build something that survives on aerodynamics, you need to check your aerodynamics.
Right.
And based on that picture you're thinking of, yeah, we made changes because you could see some disruption in the airflows. The new rounds come with a paintball tip, so if you hit a vehicle, you can prove it later. Because that's been the big thing in the last year and a half is people whining to refs that they hit a vehicle and they didn't take their hit. So this way a ref can check.
Right.
Which really I don't think changes the gameplay a little bit. It just quiets people down about cheaters.
Right. Right.
And so on the new ones, we had to change our balance points a little bit. The latest version we did put a new gas check in on it, and we're getting about a 40% increase in foot per second compared to the other rounds that we were shooting before. The deal with these is the long and short of it is they have about half the drag on them that one of the Nerf Pocket Vortexes does. So they slow down about half as fast when they're shot. So you just get absolutely phenomenal range out there. We had, I don't know what the gun was shooting. It was probably shooting a little hot, but we had confirmed kills at over 850 feet with a mortar and these rounds.
Wow. Wow. Would you say, let me ask you something, because I know a lot of guys rely on the Nerf ones. Would you say that the Nerf ones are like a... is it fair to say that the MilSim Labs product is purpose-built for Airsoft?
It is purpose-built for Airsoft. The trade-off, what we did is we cut down on a lot of the drag. Nerfs have a really, really, really high amount of drag to them. They're like a shuttlecock. It doesn't matter what you do with them, they turn right side out and they go. A lot of guys took to shooting them backwards out of high-powered guns so they wouldn't blow their fins off, and they'll just flip around in flight and they'll go. Our rounds won't do that. If you put our rounds in backwards, they're not going anywhere. They're going to tumble because they're balanced for flight. So they're not going to recover from a drastic issue like that. But what that does is it makes them more slippery in the air, cuts down on our drags. Our balance points are better, so there's less crosswind drift issues with them as well. And lastly, they don't have the stem in them. If you've ever taken a look at a Nerf, about this far from the tip, there's a big plastic rod, which are actually a little bit dangerous, especially if they flip, because they can then skewer you with the rod coming out of the back. So we feel we have a safer product. When we get the predecessor to what we're shooting right now, the 303, we did a whole bunch of blunt force trauma testing compared to the Nerf, and we were way more favorable on the safety factors. We'll have to see what the stuff coming from China is going to be like, because it is going to be a slightly different foam formulation than we use here in the shop.
Okay. I'm looking at your site here for this. Let me ask you a question. This is just for my own information because I'm nosy and you're in it. You are now the TWIA expert on all things foam. What's your do you have any I don't know if you remember this at SHOT Show, I guess a year or 2 years ago, ICS had a
Oh, yeah, ICS for marketing. You're talking about the tag grenades out of Russia.
Hey, are those tag grenades? Are those the ones that ICS had out? Okay, so yeah, they're the same ones. Okay, all right. What's your opinion on those? I mean, I get a mixed bag from people. Safety issues, it's cool.
I have to say I've never handled one myself.
Right.
From what I've seen, they've got a big hard plastic pusher in the back. And they don't always fly straight, which means you can hit someone one way or the other with a hard chunk of plastic.
Yeah.
And that's probably not the best idea to be shooting at people.
Yeah. I think they're cool, man, but my opinion is the same. I've seen...
And that's just the chalk ones. The exploding ones are a whole nother kit and caboodle.
You're telling me exploding something in Airsoft is not safe?
Less worried about safe and more worried about legalities.
Right, yeah, of course. Right. Very cool, okay. All right. All right, so you got some great videos up here of some of your grenades. A 3-pack for $16.99.
That sounds like one of the foam rockets.
Oh yeah, this is foam rocket. Yeah, this is one of your rockets. Yeah, M79 rounds.
29.
What's that?
M29s.
M29. Oh, okay, M29. Yeah. What is M79? Okay, there's what's
An M79 is a grenade launcher. An
uh
M69 is a 60 millimeter training round. The 29 was the Davy Crockett nuclear bazooka, which the first generation of these rounds really looked like before we stretched them out to get them a little more slippery.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, guys. I'm gonna link this page so you guys can because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna link this page. So tell us, you got some new stuff coming out. Some new top secret stuff that now you can talk about.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's kind of exciting. So tell us about that.
the current thing we're working on now that the rockets are moving forward with being produced in China, still got a couple of hurdles there to deal with. We have a magazine converter for tri-shot shotguns, which allows you to take a tri-shot shotgun and hook up an M4 magazine to it. So you get a heck of a lot more shots than the 10 shots those little shells would give you. Makes it a heck of a lot more fun on the field because you're less worried about reloads and more focused on just playing and having fun, putting BBs down range.
And just so guys, because Ross kind of hinted at this, and I said, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And then he kind of explained to me, he's like, "Well, it still shoots 3 rounds at a time."
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's like
it,
awesome, man. So
it, it,
somehow,
it maintains the tri-shot shotgun function. So if you hook a M4 high cap up there, that's 300 BBs. That's 100 shots out of a shotgun. That's not an airsoft game. That's a workout now.
right? Yeah, right. Jeez. Yeah, that's cool, man. When that's just we're in early days with that prototypes. Is there any
Well, I'd say beta. We got our
beta?
patent
Okay.
application and everything taken forward on that, and now we're approaching manufacturers and distributors in the United States to see if there's any interest. And I was kind of figuring someone would snap it up in a hurry, but doesn't seem to be a lot of interest on it. So if we don't get any takers by SHOT Show, we're probably going to start doing either 3D printed or do resin cast versions and get it out on the market and see if we can drum up a little more interest.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So maybe mid next year.
Yep, that'd be the
Okay.
hope.
Okay, all right, cool. So guys, keep an eye out for that. That I think is really exciting because the tri-shot shotgun is like a neglected element. It really is, and it's fun. Everyone has rocked one in a game or pistol and shotguns game. It's a lot of fun, but it's a pain in the butt. And the shells, you're putting them in this weird way. You just lose the immersion. Get rid of them. This is, I think, a lot cooler, a lot more fun. And it makes it
The,
really
the, the thing I neglected to mention is it's also set up for not an infrared, a UV LED, so you can use it as a in-mag tracer element. So you can shoot glow-in-the-dark BBs through
holy
it as
crap.
well.
Holy crap.
Well, most people, the most common use for a shotgun is, well, CQB, which is often dark, and all
Right.
those wonderful zombie games, they're going to eat that up.
Right, right. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. All right. Any idea on the price point or still too early?
Still too early. I'm guessing around $30, but I really don't know yet. That's a shot in the dark. It
Okay.
depends whether we make it on the 3D printer or which is really low volume, or we make it in the shop, or we finish the CAD file and get it injection molded.
Right. So it's very early days for that, but
Yep.
that's still very cool, man. Very cool. All right. So mid next year, guys, to check out on that. Um, what else? I know you guys work with all kinds of products. What else are you guys? What else do you guys make that guys should know about? As far as I know, you guys do stuff with, or you did. I don't know if you still do things with mortars and stuff like.
You know, our mortars were always made to order, and we're kind of drifting away from them for liability reasons. In fact, just about all launchers were just kind of letting that market go. It never was a really good market to begin with. Didn't sell a lot. It was more a pain in the butt than it was worth. And we're focusing on the ammunition component.
Right. Right. Okay. All right.
Um,
Cool.
and with the rounds, we're starting with the 40 millimeter round because it works really well. And no one makes them at the moment, so it gives us a nice 40 millimeter rocket, and then eventually we'll probably start producing some 2-inch ones to go with standard launchers that would have already taken a nerf. But we've really found the 40 millimeter is a really good way to go. in terms of size and efficiency. And I don't know if you follow Booligan the Airsoft at all.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
He's done several. We talked through him on a couple projects, and he's done several conversions of common airsoft rocket launchers to use our rounds, and has just phenomenal results. He's done the Deep Fire AT4 and the Deep Fire Law with just a piece of PVC pipe and some tape, and has really turned them into a useful item as opposed to a big BB shotgun that's huge and doesn't do much for you.
Right, yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I see his videos are up here, guys. So if you guys want to check them out, I'm looking at one for one of your other products. Um, I like Booligan. He's a cool guy. I met him at SHOT Show. Um, I wish I was famous like him, but he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. What I'm not gonna keep you on too much longer, man. But what's the next thing for like where do you want to see MilSim Labs? What is there something you really want to work on that you haven't gotten to that you want to tackle? A project, an idea, something far off.
We've had a couple of them, but most of them we got to be quiet about.
Oh boy, there it is. There
it is. Because I keep running into stuff that I started and stopped, and then someone else comes out with it.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, yeah, they didn't file for the patent rights, but I don't want to be a douche. And we've had several products that we've when someone else has gotten this, we've backed off on, which maybe we shouldn't have. But there's being a nice guy and there's being business, and sometimes we fail on the business end of things for sure. Hot products. Well, we've got the underbarrel launcher for pistols.
Right. I saw that. That's very
Actually,
cool.
Got one sitting on the desk. It was originally set up for rifles, but it fits really well on a handgun rail. Fires a Goblin 12 gauge shell. It was originally made as a joke. A buddy of mine, Josh First, the most interesting man in Airsoft,
That's right.
has a
First
small
fire.
Airsoft. Yep, and he's also working for Valken now. Back before he was working for Valken, he handed me a couple Goblin shells and said, "Here, you should make something cool for me with this." I'm like, okay, now I have to make something cool. So I kind of mocked it up. It was horrible. You had to beat it onto the gun. You could shoot it once, then you had to take it off the gun, unscrew the pin, open the breech, the whole 9 yards. And as a joke, I put it up on our Facebook page. And within 24 hours, our likes went up by 25%.
Wow.
Kapoof! And everyone was talking about it. I'm like, oh, great, now I got to make it. So we made it. Sold a dozen or so of them, and then it kind of, some things that just kind of pittered out.
Well, this thing's cool, man. I'm gonna order one of these. I'm looking at the picture
They're
here.
fun. The one that kind of made our mark besides launchers probably was our tomahawks. Those have always been a strong seller for our retailers. Probably the item we make the most of.
It's a training tomahawk.
Yeah, it was originally conceived more as a throwing tomahawk, so it's fairly flexible in its shaft. It's bendy. It's nothing you would do full force-on-force training with. It was made so an adrenaline-amped 12-year-old wouldn't hurt somebody.
Good
But
luck with that.
those are a lot of fun. And then the other one was our new push daggers that we started running about a year ago.
Right.
Small micro knives. And it's been interesting because the general airsoft public doesn't want anything to do with it. It's not big enough to fluff their ego. The guys running it are your really hardcore pros who understand the value of every inch of molly on their vest and every ounce on their loadout, and they go, well, I don't need a big ego knife. I just need to go tap. You're dead. I have this little thing right here, and it's always right where I need it.
Right. And there's two special limited edition ones out there.
Yeah, we did the pink unicorn horn for Spartan Leia and Adela Relentless.
That's right. I've seen it. I've seen them on a video. They're all sparkled up and
Yeah, pink and glitter push daggers.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It's kind of at odds with itself, you know?
it
'Cause
absolutely is.
you know,
But the
I think
point was, you saw it on a video somewhere. So.
exactly, exactly. Because you think push dagger is just like a brutal way to like get up and close on somebody, and then it's all pink and it's got the sparkles. I like it, man. It's very cool. Um, and all that, you guys can find all that on your site, right?
Yep.
Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So, like I said, guys, I'm gonna have the site here. Yeah, you guys training aids, all kinds of stuff, law enforcement. I'm reading here on your site. I'm gonna order one of these things, guys. I will do a review on it. I'm gonna put an order in for it right now because I don't have a shotgun, so this will fulfill my shotgun needs until next year. So we'll be all good to go. Um, all right, man. Is there anything else you guys have going on?
No, that's about it. Right now, this is the time of year we start developing because my real job slows down, and I'm in the shop trying to come up with new ideas. But right now, really, most of our effort is trying to find a buyer for the shotgun converter, or putting it in production ourselves. But really getting the first 10,000 rounds made in China and pushed out onto the market on these new rockets.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. When can we expect the new rockets?
I'm hoping I'm going to have a production sample in the next 14 days, and then we're going to try and do a Kickstarter program for it to
Okay.
see if we can. We could afford to do it. No, we just would prefer not to.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if we can get a bunch of people who want to pre-order, so to speak, 10 rockets at about 25% less than what map's going to be on them, uh, we'll get it out there and we'll get them running.
Okay. All right. Cool. Very cool. All right. Excellent. So, guys, keep an eye out for that. I will. Seth, I'm sure will let me know, and I will post it on the thing when the Kickstarter comes up. Definitely want to support American business and guys who are trying to work airsoft and innovate here in the United States, and that's why I wanted to talk to Seth at MilSim Labs because he's doing cool stuff for the sport. He's making things with his hands, which is what America's all about. So definitely very cool, man. I'm very glad I was able to get you on and talk to you. Um, Guys, the website's milsimlabs.com and facebook.com/milsimlabs. All the links will be in the description. And thanks a lot, Seth.
All right, bye, James.
All right, cool. This is James from This Week in Airsoft, and we're out. Invented the word slave as far as I'm concerned. Okay? If you're intrigued, the Webster's Dictionary. Adele Relentless, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on. You've had a busy year. You've been everywhere 3 times and twice on Sunday this year. If they said op, you were hopping on a plane or getting in a car.